Erika Kirk just gave some receipts that nobody asked for and nobody expected. And you are not going to believe this. Erika Kirk went on stage and said one thing that completely rewrites everything we thought we knew about how she and Charlie Kirk came to be, what she was doing when they first crossed paths. And this one detail Erika shared is going to shock you. It's about the country she was in, why she was there, and who she saw while she was there. And we're going to get into it. When this first started circulating, nobody noticed. But then we looked a little closer. And real quick, if you're new here, I'm Lauren Paritra. Willa Paritra is bronzing in the sun. And we're going to ask you to take a moment to please make sure you're subscribed. We currently have a lead on Katie Miller, who, if you're new here, she is the wife of Stephen Little Bitch Miller. She married that pale white nationalist from Santa Monica on purpose. And now she is building a podcast on the backs of trafficked immigrants and children. The least we can do out of pure principle is make sure we maintain our lead. So consider every sub, every follow, every hype, every share, every save, every action, comment 6 words or more, every single one of those things, consider it an FU to Katie and Stephen Little Bitch Miller. So before we get into this moment that Erika Kirk had this major slip up, let's talk about the chaos surrounding her right now. So last week, President Donald Trump literally told Erika Kirk to go sue their asses off. He noticed her in an audience at a White House event on Easter, smiled at her, asked her how she was doing, and then went off script. He told her she should take action against Druski, the comedian whose viral skit, as far as I'm concerned, is Pulitzer Prize-winning skit, mocked MAGA women. And yeah, obviously it was clearly poking fun at Erika, but Erika, you've done a really great job of making it very easy to poke fun at you with all the ridiculous, offensive stuff you've been saying. And this comedian Druski released a 2-minute video. We saw it parodying conservative women in America. He had the blonde wig, he had the look down, pantsuit, full caricature, and was hosting very deadpan press conferences. It was a great video. And it, if Erika sees herself in that, it's probably because of a lot of the same things she's saying he was regurgitating back. But Trump didn't notice that the whole world really tapped in for this video. It was a moment. It was a really big moment for us as the Erika Kirk skeptics community. And he said, you ought to sue. And this isn't the first time attention has been swirling around her, okay? Court filings about Charlie's death are still unfolding. We're now learning that fragments don't match the link to the suspect. I gotta muffle those words, otherwise we lose monetization and we can't grow without that. Social media parodies are running wild, thank you Druski, and conservative commentators are speculating that there might be lawsuit filings. We're seeing that she went on a cease and desist spree not too long ago. And all of this, Erika's behavior, her public demeanor, it seems like a little bit funny. So Erika, somewhere along this whirlwind tour she's been on, she casually mentions she took a trip in May. And this is the moment that Erika lets everything slip completely on accident. Any guesses where that trip she took in May was? Not this May, few Mays ago. You want to guess? The trip she took was to Israel. You might think at first it might sound like she went in on a vacation, but take a look at this clip. Any guesses where that trip she took in May was? Not this May, few Mays ago. You want to guess? The trip she took was to Israel. She talks about going to Israel to find a man. She talks about that very intention of going to Israel to find a man and coming up empty-handed. So her mom encourages her to talk to Charlie. Erika clocks Charlie at the airport. What a coincidence. But pause for a second. Erika, did you just admit you went to Israel looking for a man and you saw Charlie and then you were like, Charlie? Because that airport encounter, that was the first time she met Charlie. And the way she tells it, it wasn't random. She went there with one very specific goal in mind, to get her MRS degree, to find her husband. And in that moment, everything else, her smiles, her odd timelines, the strange details, the, t-shirt gun cannons, all of the weirdness, in a sea of weirdness with Erika Kirk, this moment really is a revealing sequence of events that nobody nobody was even looking out for until she slipped up. And she is crashing out. It's one line, one seemingly innocent moment that rewrites the whole narrative. From the outside looking in, you can't help but lean back and go, so you went to Israel to find a man, came up empty-handed, and then came across Charlie Kirk. Like, how did this all unfold exactly this way? Even now, with social media reacting and court filings coming in and viral parodies circulating, the tiny details she shared in that clip start to make a lot more sense. Starts off with one trip with your mom and going to the airport. It's enough to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about Erika and Charlie. And the strangest part yet, she probably thought she was just telling a sweet little Hallmark movie story. Instead, she accidentally handed us a detail that changes everything. That one line about Israel, the trip, the airport, the first meeting, suddenly not such a casual note anymore. Could be part of a bigger, much more full-blown revelation. So when you watch this clip, pay attention.
In May, I had taken a pilgrimage with my mom to Israel, and my whole intention of that trip was to find my future husband. If there was a hole in a rock anywhere to put a prayer, and those of you who've been to Israel, you know that the Wailing Wall, all the different places you can stick a prayer on a little piece of paper, that was me. Like, had a piece of paper everywhere, little put in prayer, God heard me, answered. So that was my whole thing. So after that, it was our last day on that trip, and there was this most precious server that was there, and he looked at me at the end of the trip, and I was saying goodbye, and he was like, I'll see you again soon. He's like, I'll see you here in about 1.5 years from now with your husband. And I was like, oh.
I haven't heard this part of the story.
I know, because I usually give this, I feel like I need to give Okay, so we're giving like the real. And so I usually don't tell this part because it's very intimate, but I feel like I should. Bloom where you're planted, right? Okay. So he said that to me. I carried that in my heart. I timestamp things in my phone. When someone says something or I overhear something, I use my notes all the time, and I like to look back to see what time that was, what year that was. I save all that. Anyway, so I have it in my phone. And thrown off by it, held it in my heart, didn't think anything of it. Then I went to go to the ticket line to leave. I was with my mom. There's only a few flights out at the night in Israel back to the States. And so I was standing there at the ticket line, and there was a guy who was checking out with the guy, you know what I'm talking about, get your ticket, check your bag. And I see him, and I was like, I tell my mom, I was like, that guy looks really familiar. And my mom was like, go say hi. Those of you who know my mom, like, that's something. Go say hi and say hi to him. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I don't know. I just looks familiar. Fast forward from May to August. I'm standing in the office, and our family friend was like, you need to meet the owner, blah, blah, blah. And he turns around and was like, oh, hi. You're the guy from the ticket line? I would say 2.5 weeks later, I'm in the Hamptons with one of my uncles, and I get a random DM on Instagram, and you never know, like, if these people are the real people or whatever. Anyway, so it was Charlie. It was in my DMs, and he was like, hey, I'm in New York. I want to sit down and talk to you about the faith stuff. I have a Fox hit, total, like, name drop. I have a Fox hit to do.
Every small detail, every oddity, every smile, every little Erika moment, all the mannerisms, every throwaway line, these all matter because that one trip and one encounter and one moment changes everything, and nobody even noticed that first. I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is connected at all to Charlie's? Do you think it might have anything to do with how Joe Kent is coming out and saying there might have been foreign interference? There might have been foreign players involved in Charlie's. Do you think it has anything to do with that? Have you seen previously the photos of Erika and Netanyahu's son? Have we looked back of the 40 plus episodes we have diving into Erika's behavior and Charlie's behavior, being an outspoken critic against the war in Iran and going to war for Israel? I'll leave it at that. But again, I'm Lauren Paritra. Willa Paritra is snoozing in the sun. If you can see her, she loves a bronze. She's trying to get into position. We're going to go toss the ball. Follow us across all social platforms at I am Lauren P, and wherever you get your pods, wherever you listen, and we'll be back with more.